Hi sir, I'm gonna begin my topic for today. So in the last session, I have covered collection with value, spring bean scope. These all things in which we have singleton, and prototype method. So how we can give that command? First is the by annotations. Second is the by XML. Already done that. Now we're gonna move forward. I'm gonna move forward to Spring Expression Language. What is SPEL and how we can use this expression. Basically, it is a type of expression. We will see how what is first of all what is the String Expression Language SPEL and how we can use that. Basically, till now we have src oblique main oblique java, and in this we have created so many packages: com.springcore, com.springcore.autoy, com.springcore.autoy.annotation. So these all things we have made. So now what we're gonna do is what we will do is we will just see what is Spring Expression Language. So what if I come to my last package which I have created, that is com.springcore.stereotype. So when I open this, we have student class, teacher class, test class, and stereo config, the XML file in that particular package. So in this, we have when we come to this student class, in this we have various type of annotations, component, scope, annotations, component, scope, value. So basically, component is for reading the particular class. Scope is for providing the type of a spring bean, like it is a prototype or it is a singleton. Then secondly, value, what value we want to provide. That is the student name is neat. So these all things we have done. And in this value, basically we have provided temp. So what was temp? When we come to our XML file, we have given this id as a temp, and that's why they are providing these three values. So that is the basically reference of temp which is being used in the student class. So value in brackets hash temp. So this is kind of Spring expression language. So when we give that, it will just give the output on runtime. So SPL supports parsing and executing expression. So with the help of expression, we can just give these values in order to pass. So ex- basically, when we move forward to this, it will evaluate, it will pass it, and it will move forward the processing. So if we talk about more about SPEL, it will support parsing and executing with the help of value annotation. So basically value annotation will be more in use, and it will support parsing and execution of expression. So this is how SPEL works. So with the help of expression, it will just inject the values and it will run the program. So how we can pass the value? I will just tell with the help of an example. Yeah. So we will give first of all value component, and in the bracket we will just provide, for example, I'm just taking a small example, 3 plus 5. So this is how you can provide the value in value component. It will just pass, and it will just inject the value. That value we can say that is the result in the property which is given below this value component, or below this value annotation. So in simple words we can say what type of expressions are being allowed. We have classes, methods, variables, constants, not constant basically, constructors and objects. So these are the type of expression which are being passed. So basically, when we come to our primitive type, we have character, numerics, operators, keywords, and special symbol which return a specific value. So basically, when we will move forward, it will support different type of methods also: static method, object methods, and variable methods. So now I'm gonna move forward how we can do these things practically. So what we will do is I will just create a new package. So now I have created a package pom.springco.spel. I will just close these things so that we don't have any kind of confusion. I will just create two classes now. I will just move forward and just create a class test in which we have main method. So now I will create a new class again, that is student. You can say temp or student any, just say as temp. So we will just copy the XML file now. I will just rename it. So I will come to my demo class and I will just give add component. So we just told that just create an object for this particular class. So it just by giving the component. So it just created the object import org.springframework.stereotype.component. So now we will just come to the configuration. So we will just prepare context here, component scan, and here we will just provide the package name, and we will just paste this here. So now simply it will just scan this package and it will create the object. So now I just created this private int x and y. I will just create getters and setters. Select all, generate. I will just create toString method also. So it will use default constructor for calling the object. So we will just get go to test now. New class XML, and in the brackets we will just give the package. We will just give the package name com oblique spring core oblique SPEL. Now I have just given the application context equal to new class path XML application context, and in which I have given the package name, and after that I have just given the application context, this demo d1, and after that when I run the program it is showing that x equal to 0 and y equal to 0 because we haven't given any input value for them. So what if we come to our demo class and we give some value? Here we will just give value annotation, and here we will just pass the expression, and now if we run the program once, let's see what happens. Okay, I guess 34 uh, 33, yeah, 33, we are getting 22 plus 11 33 output we are getting for the value of x, because here we have give value annotation for x. And what if we want to give some value for y? Here we will give, and now we are getting the value of y as 11. This is how uh, This is how we can use SPEL and we can get the input and output for which we are giving the we can get the output for which we are giving the input. So basically we have a expression class SPEL and we have this expression parser. And here we can just give the value like that, and when we get down temp dot parse expression, and here we will just give the value like we give in the temp in the in that annotation, basically value annotation. And after that we just simply have to give sys out printing or printing basically. So now basically I guess that will be the better if we give the values in this. We can also provide the values in our test class, but it seems a little bit complicated for me right now. So I will be moving forward in this. So now we have just completed the Spring expression language, that is SPL, how we can use the expression with the help of annotations. We can provide the value here, that value here we are providing for intx, and here we are providing the value of inty, and we are getting the output as demo x equal to 33 and y equal to 11. So I will just move forward. So how to invoke static method? Basically, as I talked about three things: variable, objects, and static methods. So how we can invoke that? We will now move forward. How to invoke static method variables. So basically in this video we will see how how we can call static method in our expression and variable in Spring expression language, that is SPEL. As in the last video we just covered these all things, and now we will move forward. So how we can use Spring SPEL, and we can just make objects we can call static method, and with the in our expression and variable with the help of SPEL. So we just gave the input here in the value annotations in the previous video, and now we're moving forward. We will just simply call static method then objects. So what if we want to call static method? We have this one class. I will just show you the example. T class dot method P. So this is how we call the static method. T we have to write as it is. We will see practically also. And we in this we have to write the name of the class for which we have to call the method. And here we have to write the name of the method, that is the static method or any other type of method, or we can say object method. And in this bracket we will just pass the parameter if we have any kind of parameter. So this is how we will just go for this T class dot variable. So I will just come to my class, that is my test class, and here I will just take one variable, that is Z. So private double Z. So for that we will just make the getters and setters. After generating getters and setters, we will just create toString method also. So XYZ is generated. What if we want to give a square root? So basically we will use static method for maths. SQ. We just introduce by Control Shift and T, and here I just introduce java.lang for finding the uh, what In this basically class, we will have all methods and we can find. So here we are having this double, we are having this sine, we are all having this trigonometric functions also. So what we will do is we will just find that. So we need SQRT. We will use control F SQ. So basically it is a static method and we will have to give this double value. So the convention is same. We will just give T class method param and we'll just come at demo. So this is how we will just give the value java.lang.math, and if you want to find the square root of 25, we will just give 25 as the value for the input. Now, so now we are getting the value of x as 5. So it is the square root of 25 and we are getting the value as 5. And what if we pass some other value? We will take another example and we pass the value as 114. 144 basically. So I guess it will take for 12. Yeah, so Z is saying 12. So now I will just come to the demo class and I will just take another practical uh, private private double E and I will just create thetas and setters to string. So what if we want to call static variable of E? But so what we will do is, now we will just simply, so we are having some errors. So now we are getting the value of e. That is the value of, we are getting the value of e 2.7.8. And what if we want to use value of pi? We will just give as pi. So it will, the value of pi will go in e. So we are getting 3.1459. So now how we can create the object and we can pass the value. You will see that. So that is the new object, and in the bracket we will just give the value of the object. So I will come to the demo and I will take another variable, and here we will just give the value, and we will see how we can call the object. And how we will just print this. So here we are getting the name as Puneet. So this is how we will call the static methods, static variable and the static string, and we can get the value like that with SPEL. So this is how we do the we provide static methods, variable and creating of object with the help of Spring Expression Language SPEL. So now basically there are Boolean type SPEL. So what are the Boolean type SPEL is? So how we can give the input for Boolean values? You will see that. So now I will just go to demo class and I will just give a active. I will just give another thing, that is private boolean is active. So it means that's true or false. So now, what we will do is I have just given the boolean true or false. So is active is false. Basically, this is showing that it is the false value. So basically, by default value for boolean is false. That we know already. So if it has any object, it will go null, and if there is an integer, it will just provide the result. So I will just give some value here. So we have to just give a type of expression which will result in a false. So that is hash 8 is greater than 3. So now, what if we run the program? Uh, so now it is showing false. So what value we have given is 8 uh, greater than 3. So that's why it is giving false. And what if we give 8 is greater than 3? It will just give true. So yeah, it is giving true. So this is how the basically Boolean works with Spring expression language. So now basically the next main topic is removing XML for Spring configuration. That in that we will be just using uh, the annotation, configuration, component scan, and bean annotation. So it will be a little bit longer topic, and after this topic I guess I will be starting JDBC, Spring JDBC, and creating that Maven project with Spring JDBC. So I will just prepare for how we can remove the XML file for the Spring configuration, and we can add different type of annotations, that is the configuration, component scan, and bean annotation. So now we're gonna see removing XML file for Spring configuration. So the thing is, in this, we will not use any Spring. We will not use any kind of XML file. Instead of using XML file, we will be just using the three type of annotations. That is the configuration, component, and bean annotation. Bean annotation. So earlier, when we saw stereotype, if I come to my stereotype and I will just try to close this. And when I come to my XML file in stereotype, so earlier we used to give we used to give input in the XML file, and when we come to the student we used to give annotations here to provide the input values. First we have to just declare those things in XML file, and then we have to give annotation in order to provide the input value for these things. So now we will just create a new package and we will try to move forward. How we can declare beans without using XML file. So I have created this. So I will just create a new class. I will just create a new class test. So let me get client, or we can say demo main. So till now what we used to do, if we want to give Spring container any kind of value, so we will just provide add component in student.java. So here we just provide here component like that. So what we will do is now I will just open a configuration file this, and I will just select all and I will copy it and I will just close it, and I will create a new XML file here. Config.xml. So what I will do is so I will just delete it and I will paste those things. So first of all, we have to create the base package and we have to let them know that we have this base package so that it can have the values, it can take the values. So I will just come to demo. We will have to get the bean here. Here we will just try to paste. We will just try to paste this. and instead of dot we will just edit it dot XML after this. Yeah. So now we will have to get bean. So we will use context dot get bean. So student dot class. So here we have not provided the name of the bean. So what will happen is when we come to this, the Spring container will automatically create a bean of this name. And if you want to give specially the name of the class or any kind of bean, so what we have to do is we will just have to provide the value first student, and I will just copy this. What I will do is I will just paste it here, and then here student, then after that I will just give the print command syso student. So after this, so basically we will close the context file here, and we will just copy this. And then after this we have to give the closing statement of context, and how it will happen is, so that is basically the command I'm just telling. So it will be in use when we will do real-time application, and after that I will just simply run it, and let's see, there are some errors. So basically it does not find the file. So I guess still I get some errors. So basically it is showing that no bean for student available. It basically is not able to rectify that where is the first class student that class is located. For that, what we will do, we will give here context statement. Context scan. We will just copy and we will try to paste it here. So now, if we run the program, it will successfully run. I guess so. So yeah, now our class is running successfully. So basically what we want to do is we just have to remove this XML file totally because we just have to see how Spring configuration can work with these three type of annotation, that is configuration, component scan and bean annotation. So now what we're gonna do is we will just remove this, we will delete this file. We just deleted this. So now how we will declare our package, that is the most important thing which we have to see. How we will give the information to our IOC container. So totally we will use Java here and we will just create a new class, that is a new class Java config. But it doesn't mean that the config class will be created. So now we will just move forward. So how basically it will rectify, we have to give some kind of important information on any kind of important mark so that it can rectify it. For that we will just have to give this annotation, that is configuration. So the thing is, when we give this, what does it mean is, it means that they will get a message that they will get a message that they will get the message that it will handle the configuration file. What I mean is everything will be handled. It will be treated as a XML, the role of XML file. But that's what I mean, and that's the role of configuration annotation. So still we haven't told that what is our base package. The main thing is that. So for that we have to give component basically, which will make us know what is the base package. So in the bracket we can just tell the base packages, and we can declare more than one base packages also. So here So basically, I have given base package classes. I have to give base package. Base package. So now it will perform all the work which our XML file was doing that. So component scan is the basic annotation to scan the particular we can so to which container it will has to scan. So this is the role played by component scan. So it will just scan this package, and now if you come to the student, and now just try to run the program and let's see if we get something, some errors. So basically what we have to do is in this we have to provide application context. Application context equal to new. Here we will provide annotation, annotation application context, and in the bracket I will just provide the path of the Java config. Java config dot plus, and after that context is already provided, print command is already given. So now we are just getting the output com dot spring code dot java config dot student. So now I will just come to student. I will just create public void study. Student is study. So now we will just come to our Java config. So now what we will see, we will just give command student dot study, and we will check if this particular method is working or not. Yeah, student is studying. So we don't have XML file in this and the program is running successfully. So this is how we just provide configuration and component spam. This is the rule of component without using XML file. So Now I will just try to remove those components, and there is another way to configure bean, that is bean allocation. So what if I don't want to declare that my class is to be something, uh, my class, don't want to declare, and instead of that I want to use bean allocation. So we will just write something extra on our Java config. Now what if we run, we will get some kind of errors and we won't be able to understand. So the two ways we have seen configuration components. Now we will see bean allocation. And here we will just come to our Java config, and now we will try to create a class. So basically, I am just creating a class of return type constructor. So we have to just annotate this method with beans, then only we can proceed further. So here we just have to provide bean. So basically, this is the bean method which we are providing. And I hope we don't get some errors. So now we're just getting the output that student is studying. So we will just try to take a dependency also. We will come to the student class. If student eats something, we just created constructor and get setters and getters, and here create plus four. Now our food class is created. Public void display. We can just give input food is ready. Just showing the error because get food. And simply we run the program. So basically, we can just provide some input in our bean file also if we need to provide. There is no issue. We can just provide that like in temp how we provide that is the same procedure. So basically, this is how we can just remove XML file and we can work with the help of configuration file, configuration annotation, components can annotation and bean annotation. So in this session, I just tried to cover SPEL, that is Spring Expression Language, how we can use that. Then secondly, what how we can inherit, how we can use basically static method, variables and creation of object. After that, Boolean type in SPEL. How what does Boolean type mean? That was in true or false. And after that, removing XML for Spring configuration and using configuration annotation, component scan annotation, and bean annotation. So in the next class, I would be moving towards Spring JDBC. Introduction to Spring JDBC, why do we use Spring JDBC and much more. So this is for this class, sir. Thank you, sir.